A bombshell overnight. President Trump announcing a large-scale strike in Venezuela's capital city of Caracas, capturing Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro and bringing the indicted president to the United States. Trump posting this image to social media showing what appears to be Maduro on board the USS Iwo Jima. Reports are that Maduro's wife was also captured. Maduro is expected to face federal charges in the U.S. related to drug trafficking and working with gangs, according to CBS. Two darkly clothed figures believed to be Maduro and his wife were seen being escorted from an armored vehicle at the 30th Street heliport in New York. Authorities brought them into a helicopter where they departed towards the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. Crowds taking to the street in Venezuela's capital following Trump's announcement of Maduro's capture. And good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Aaron Mack. While the attack itself was not totally surprising, what President Trump says will happen next has what stunned people across the globe. Our national correspondent Christine Frizzell reports.
A series of explosions in the middle of the night, followed by the capture of Venezuelan leader Nicolás Maduro and his wife, Celia Flores.
This operation, known as Operation Absolute Resolve, was discreet, precise, and conducted during the darkest hours of January 2nd and was the culmination of months of planning and rehearsal.
President Trump sharing this photo of Maduro on board the USS Iwo Jima en route to New York, where he'll face multiple charges outlined in this indictment, including narco-terrorism conspiracy, cocaine importation conspiracy, and possession of machine guns and destructive devices.
He is a fugitive of American justice. You have a guy who decides he's going to invite Iran into his country, is going to, do the confiscation of American oil companies, is going to flood our country with gang members.
Perhaps most shocking to the world, this announcement by the president.
We're going to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition.
President Trump suggesting Secretary of State Rubio and Defense Secretary Hegseth will help, working with a group inside Venezuela, making clear the transition involves oil.
We're going to take back the oil that, frankly, we should have taken back a long time ago. A lot of money is coming out of the ground. We're going to get reimbursed for all of that. We have to be surrounded by safe, secure countries. And we also have to have energy. Very important.
Democrats slamming the announcement.
This is insane. What the hell are we doing? I mean, we've got a lot of problems in America today, and invading, occupying, running Venezuela does not solve any of them.
President Trump and his team made clear they did not notify members of Congress before the attack. They say out of fear of leaks that could have endangered the mission. Top Democrats, meanwhile, are warning the operation sets a precedent that could make it more justifiable for countries like Russia and China to oust leaders of countries they dislike. I'm Christine Frizzell reporting.
World leaders are reacting in very different ways to Maduro's downfall. China, which buys more oil from Venezuela than any other country, strongly condemned the blatant use of force against a sovereign state. Iran called it a flagrant violation of national sovereignty. European reaction was more muted. The EU said it would continue to support a negotiated peaceful solution. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer said the UK sheds no tears about the end of his regime, but in Miami, home to America's largest Venezuelan population, there's optimism and celebrating. CBS's Kristen Benavidez is there.
Across South Florida, Venezuelans erupted in celebration.
This is the biggest joy that I've had in like decades. It's amazing.
Hundreds poured into the streets in Doral, where 40% of residents are of Venezuelan descent.
Oh my God, I'm gonna start crying. It is pretty awesome.
We met Andrea Ramos, who fled Venezuela in 2016, one of nearly 1 million Venezuelans who have settled in the U.S.
We've been disappointed so many times before that it is just like hard to believe that it is actually happening.
Roughly 8 million Venezuelans, more than a quarter of the country's population, has fled in the last 10 years, driven out by economic collapse and political instability. Venezuelans at the border with Colombia cheered, but in Caracas, the mood was far more sober. Long lines for food, Medicine and basic supplies stretched for blocks as people braced for an uncertain future. Hard times are coming, but I hope it will bring significant change to Venezuela, this woman said. While some Maduro supporters took to the streets to protest his capture. We are asking for the liberation of our president, this woman says. Back in Florida, 25-year-old Christopher Moreno hopes Maduro's arrest could lead to a better future in Venezuela.
I'm sorry. It's just a feeling, I can't explain it. We make a life here because we had to, not because we wanted to. So we really want to go back.
Cristian Benavides, CBS News, Miami.
Caracas, Venezuela is 2,500 miles away from southeast Texas, but what's unfolding there could ripple all the way here.